Artificial intelligence is one of the most hottest domains. Fortune companies like Ola, Uber, Google, everyone is currently using these concepts to enhance their business. So keep that in mind. We came up with a tutorial where you will learn about Colab. But why do we need Colab? So this is a Google product where actually you can deploy your artificial intelligence project. So if you have a big data set and if you want to make a high computational powered model, that time you should go for using Google Colab. So in this tutorial, we are going to talk about how you can start using Google Colab and how can you make your model in Google Colab. So before start the tutorial, let me introduce that Great Learning has come up with a brilliant idea, that is Great Learning Academy, where you will get almost 80 plus free courses, and after complete your course, you can claim your certificate as well. So if you want to do these courses in your mobile application, that is also possible using Great Learning app. So go and let's get started with the new tutorial. Hey everyone, welcome to the new tutorial, that is Google Colab. So what is Google Colab? In this tutorial, we will have a look at why do we need Google Colab and how it's actually helping AI researchers to do their projects, right? So let's get started with the tutorial. So first we will have a look at what is Google Colab. Google Colab is a product of Google. So we all know about Google, right? Google is a part of our everyday's life. So it is basically a free notebook environment that runs fully in the cloud. Okay, so if you are an enthusiast who actually wants to learn data science, or if you want to do your coding in Python, then I should suggest you to go for Google Colab, because for this Google Colab is a IDE, that is integrated development environment. And if you don't have laptop and if you don't have a proper configuration for your code, then the Google Colab is a solution for you. So it will help you to do lots of things in Python if you don't have laptop or if you don't have a proper features that required for your particular projects. So let's have a look at how it's gonna help us. Now we will have a look at why do we need Google Colab. So Google Colab is quite involved in the artificial intelligence research and development part, right? One of the most popular artificial intelligence frameworks was made by Google called TensorFlow, and also a development tool called Google Colaboratory. So if you already in a domain of deep learning and machine learning, I can assume that you have already heard about the term TensorFlow, right? Keras. These are the actual frameworks developed by Google. They also develop a IDE, that integrated development environment, that is Google Colaboratory, right? And we also know TensorFlow is one of the most used open source tools since 2017. So Google Colaboratory was made free for public use by Google to encourage the AI enthusiast and the community well. Colaboratory is now publicly known as Google Colab or just Colab. Now we will have a look at what are the features is actually given by Google to use the Google Colab, right? So first you can write and execute code in Python. Document the code which supports the mathematical equation. So if you want to put any mathematical equation in your notebook, that is supported by Google Colab. And also if you want to add some pictures, images or some videos, that is also supported by Google Colab. It's like a HTML. The way you write HTML, the same way you can write those equations and those those videos and those images. So your notebook will be proper end-to-end book, right? Then if you want to use a create new notebooks, you can do that. If you want to upload an existing IPYNB file, you can upload them and you can change them accordingly. And if you want to share the notebooks with the Google link, you can do that. The way you can share your Google Docs or Google Excel or PowerPoint, right? The link you have shared with the person, you can share this notebook link as well with your team. Now import data from Google Drive. So if you want to import data from your Google Drive, maybe when you are going to work with a deep learning or we are going to use some machine learning project, that time if you have a big data, that time you can actually upload those data in your Google Drive and you can import those data to your Google Colab directly. So if you are going to use a GitHub repository, that time you can directly by using Google as well. right? And if you want to save notebooks from and to Google Drive, that is also possible. Now comes the import and publish notebooks from Google GitHub, right? So if you want to import or publish any notebook to your GitHub repository, you just need to log into GitHub and you just need to connect that to your Google Colab notebook, right? And you are ready to use them. Now comes import external dataset from Kaggle. So yes, you can, if you want to import external datasets, that is also possible using Google Colab. Now integrate PyTorch, TensorFlow, Keras, OpenCV. That is also possible. If you want to integrate those things with your Google Colab notebook, you can do that. It's just a matter of a command. That's all you need to do. Now comes free cloud service with free GPU and TPU. So this is the main catch about the Google Colab. So why we use GPU and TPU, we will have a look at that as well. But yes, if you have a very high computational, if you have a data set or if you have a model that is actually required a high computational power, that time you should go for Google Colab, and that is also for free. Now let's have a look at what is GPU and why I was putting so many, pressure on that if you go for GPU and TPU, that then you should go for Google Colab. So what is GPU? GPU are basically optimized to train artificial intelligence and deep learning models, and GPU can process multiple computations simultaneously, right? And now we will have a look at why do we need GPU for artificial intelligence. Because they have a large number of cores that allows for the better computation of multiple parallel processes. Additionally, computations in deep learning need to handle huge amounts of data, which makes a GPU memory bandwidth most suitable, right? So this is why we need GPU. Now let's have a look at what are the facility we got in Google Colab. So the availability of free GPU and TPU is really the best thing about Google Colab. Trained a model, especially the deep learning complicated models with a huge dataset, it takes numerous hours on CPU to get trained. Everyone face this same issue to train those models in CPU, right? Now, GPU and TPU have the ability to train these models in a matter of minutes or seconds, right? Any AI researchers or enthusiasts prefer to go for using GPU over any other CPU because of the sheer computational power and speed of execution. But as GPU is expensive, so not everyone can afford a GPU. And this is why Google Colab plays a major role to provide GPU service for free of cost. It gives you a good GPU for free which you can use continuously for 12 hours. So what is the prerequisite you need to have to use the Google Colab? You don't need to install Python. You don't need to install any IDE. What you need to do, you need to have a Gmail account. For that you can log in and you are ready to work with Google Colab. Now we will going to look at what are the types of runtime we have in Google Colab. So total 3 types of runtime we have in Google Colab. One is CPU, GPU and TPU. Now we are going to see what are the specification we have for CPU in Google Colab. So for CPU, they are using model number Intel Xeon CPU, that is 2.30 GHz, and address sizes is 46 bits physical, 48 bits virtual, and cache size is 46080 KB. Let's have a look at the specification for GPU. So for the GPU, they are using single 120 GB NVIDIA Tesla K80 GPU. And it can be used up to 12 hours continuously. The RAM they are providing, that is 13 GB. Now we are going to look at the specification for TPU. So cloud TPU with 180 teraflops of computation, Intel Xeon processor with 2-core 2.30 GHz and 13 GB RAM. So these are the specification provided by Google to use your Google Colab repository. Right? So these are the quite good specification, I can say you are getting free of cost. Now we will start with the practical part of how you can actually start with Google Colab and what are the facilities we are going to use over there. I will show you. So let's go to Google Colab. So after you came to your favorite browser, just write over there Google Colab, right? So you will get the first link over here. Click on the link and then you will get a window like this, right? From here, you need to go for, if you want to upload a new notebook, then go for upload and choose your file from your local system, right? Maybe your file is in desktop or downloads or documents, wherever you have your file, just upload it, right? Let me just upload one of the file for that you can understand. Okay, so maybe this is my IPYNB file and I just want to upload it. Okay, and as well as I want to have a new notebook as well. Let me just do that. Okay, so you can see my notebook got uploaded. Now I want to have a new notebook. How can I do that? For that, what you need to do, go to file. So you will get an option called file, and from there go to new notebook, right? Yes, your new notebook is getting loaded. So you can see my new notebook is already loaded. What I need to do, I need to change the name of the notebook. So if you look over here, you can see a drive, Google Drive sign. So basically this sign is basically indicating whatever the notebook you are doing over here, that will be saved into your Google Drive, right? Now I want to change the name of my notebook. Just click over there, hover your mouse over there and write the your favorite name you want to go for. So for my case, I want to give demo. Now we will have a look at the runtime. Okay, so go to runtime, click over there and you will get a change runtime time option, right? Click over there and here you have a hardware accelerator, that is none, that is CPU, GPU and TPU. If you want to go for GPU, click on there and then save, right? So this is how you can start using GPU or TPU in Google Colab. Now I will show you, if you need to write a code, write print and then maybe we will start with hello world, right? Let me just, okay, if you want to execute that, maybe you can use shift and enter. This is a shortcut. And if you want to use, if you don't want to use any shortcut, so you can see there is a play button over here. You just need to click over there, right? So you can see we got our new we got our results, right? Now if you want to add more code blocks over here, just click on this code plus sign. Click on over here, you will get a lots of code cell. Now I want a text cell, right? So why do we need text cell? So if you click over a text cell, you can see there are lots of things you will get. So maybe you will get a, if you want to use a H1 tag, that time maybe I'm writing that first demo, right? Okay. Yes, you can see this is a first tag and under this all the code will come. So if you want to use something called, if you want to bold it, the way you bold it, so in HTML, that B tag and close this B tag, right? So this is the same way we do in Google Colab. Otherwise you will get a shortcut, that is B. If you click on the B, so you, whatever you are going to write under this part, you can see the bold text, that will become bold. Right, let me just write something you can see over here, that is bold text, right? So it's up to you. If you want to make a notebook with lots of questions, lots of images, you can do that. And if you want to import images over there, click on the images and you can import from here. So I have some of the images, maybe I want to use this. Yes, so anything you can do, attaching file or anything, right? So, or if you want to give some bullets points in your the text box, you can do that. So lots of features you are actually getting when we are going for doing this part in Google Colab, right? Now I have shown you how can you change your runtime, how can you add text, how can you use the code. Now I will show you if you want to upload your data set, how can you do that. If you can see this sign over here, click over there, right? Here already inbuilt some of the data set you will get, right? The California housing test data, MNIC test, MNIC train small CSV, California housing train CSV. So these are the inbuilt data set you will get whenever you're going to use Google Colab. Now, if you want to upload some of the data set from your local system, so you need to click over here, right? You can see this sign, click over here and then what you need to do, you just need to use, like if you have some data in your local system, maybe you can upload that, right? I don't have any data over here. So if you have any CSV file, you can do that, right? So this is how you can upload your data. And if you want to just get the path of that particular data, you can do one thing. You can see there is a 3 symbol over here, 3 dot. Click over there, you will get a copy path option, right? So let me just write one thing, import we all know pandas, basically we use pandas to load the dataset as pd, right? Now I am going to say df is equals to pd dot read csv, and under that you need to give the path, right? So for my case this will be my path, right? Okay, so df dot head, let me just see. Yes, you can see my data is get executed, right? It is stored. So this is how you will get the path of the data set. Now if you want to go for actually mounting your drive, this is the option for mount drive, right? So these, if you want to refresh it, you can refresh it over there. Okay, so this is the way you can actually load your data set. Now suppose you have your data in Dropbox. Okay, so maybe wget, and then you need to provide the link. For my case over here I got no, so let me just upload one more file. Okay, so I will show you, if you have a Dropbox link, or if you have a Git repository link or any link, and if you want to fetch them using that link, you can do that, and I will show you how can you do that as well. Okay, so let me just upload a new notebook. This is how you can actually upload a new notebook. Okay, now let it just get, it takes some time to get load. Yes, okay, so let me just take the, yes, so this is my link for my credit card fraud analysis project. So what I want to do, I want to fetch those data. Already I have uploaded those data to my Dropbox, and there I got a shareable link. So if you have any data shareable link, so if you want to fetch that data using those link, you can do this. You just need to write wget command and then the link. Let me just execute that. Okay, you can see this is getting downloaded. Okay, so this is how the command line commands also you can use using Google Colab, right? So I got the path same way, and I'm going to write it over here. Control Z. Okay, so I am going to write over here. So this is the way you need to give the path for a particular data set. So when you have a big data set, maybe you don't have those data set in your local system, maybe you have uploaded somewhere else, and if you want to fetch them in your notebook, you can use that, right? So these are the part of the Google Colab. And if you go for tools, there are a lot of things. You can see that command palette, setting, and if you want to use some darker version of this, you can do that. Okay, so these are the part of basic part of Google Colab. Now if you go to file, you can see locate in drive, open in playground mode, new notebook, open notebook. There are lots of options, move to bin. Okay, so these are the options you can do. And after you have done your notebook, you can save it, right? There is a save option, you can save it. And again, if you want to download the .ipynb file or .py file, you can directly download it from here. Okay, and if you want to save a copy to GitHub guest or save a copy to GitHub, what you need to you just need to click over there, and you need to sign into GitHub, right? So if you sign into GitHub, then it directly will go to your GitHub account, and whatever you want to do, whatever operation, you can do that, right? And yeah, if you want to rename your notebook, that is also possible. So these are the basic things you need to understand when we start with Google Colab. And there is an edit option if you want to cut cell or selection. Okay, so maybe this part I don't want, so I can just right click on that, and I will get this options like cut cell, copy cell, delete cell, link to cell, run to focus cell. Otherwise you can go to here, right, edit, and from there also you will get the same options you will get as the if you click on right. Okay, so these are the basic part. If you want to change some the cells, if you want to change the order of the cells, you can do this. Now there is a view option. So in the view option, so there is executed code history, notebook info you will get, right? And lastly, if you want to share your notebook, right, so sharing your work with your team, it's one of the best, like one of the most important thing. So go to share, and from there what you need to do, just click on share, you will get a get link, right? So if you want to, if you share your link the way you want, the way you share your Google Docs or Excel, the same way you can share your link for Google Colab as well, right? Yes, so this is your the sharing option. Okay, and if you want to add comments, right, so you can see for this particular cell I want to add comment. Maybe I'm going to write change the cell or change the code. As a code I don't like it. Okay, comment. So whatever repeat. So whoever is going to use this, they can see this comment, and if you are like the comment is resolved, they can directly click on the resolve as well, right? So this is the way this full Google Colab works. Okay, now this is the settings option. If you want to change some of the light theme, there is a dark theme, adaptive theme, right? So you can do that. So these are the basic part of Google Colab if you start working with Google Colab. And I should always say you that start working with Google Colab, because this is one of the best tool. This is developed by Google, which can actually help you and reduce your time to train a big model when it's the computational power is a high computational power is needed, right? So in this tutorial, we have learned about how you can start working with Google Colab. What are the features you will get using this Google Colab, and why particularly you should go for Google Colab ID, right? I hope you feel this tutorial is helpful for you to start your journey with artificial neural network, right? Please do let us know in the comment section how you feel about this tutorial. And let me introduce that Great Learning has came up with a brilliant idea, that is Great Learning Academy, where you will get almost 80 plus free courses, and after completing your course you can claim your certificate as well. And if you want to do these courses in your mobile application, that is also possible using Great Learning app. Thank you so much.